Well, hello everyone. Welcome back. Pardon me while I get my microphone set up here. I hope everyone's doing okay. I hope everyone's doing okay.
There we go. Okay, sorry about that. My voice changer was currently working. Before we get started, can you guys hear the music that I have playing right now? I want to make sure that you guys are able to hear it. Alright, perfect. So, welcome you guys. To start off today, today is actually going to be a working stream, so as of right now I am currently clocked in to work, and so what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be writing a script from start to finish, and then depending on how long that takes us, we're also going to be editing an audio from start to finish as well. So I hope you guys enjoy today's stream. If you enjoy watching and if you enjoy what I do, please feel free to come down here to streamlabs.com/MassaKittyASMR1. If you donate $2 or more, your message will be shown on the screen right here. And if you donate $10 or more, a robot will actually read out your message for everyone to hear. So, let me get this fixed. There we go. So without further ado, let's get started. So what we're going to be doing today is I'm actually going to be handwriting this script because as of right now, my computer refuses to open up Microsoft Word or a Google Docs. So we're going to be doing the old-fashioned way. Yay! So pardon my nails. I tried painting them myself. I haven't painted my nails in for so long, so if they look a little grody, I apologize. But the series that we're actually going to be working on today is going to be a script for the Kitsune Fox. So the next series that we're actually going to be focusing on is the Kitsune Fox for the script writing process. I already have an entire list worth of series that need to be worked on. In fact, I think I have that list here right now. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I have it here. Yeah, so don't mind the bottom half of this, but so currently right now this is the list of scripts that currently need to be worked on, except for this one, if my pen will actually work. And if my pen doesn't work, I'm going to be really sad because this is a really nice pen. So currently the scripts that need to be worked on are the Next Demon Boyfriend. This one we're going to be working on today. The next part for Siren Avalon, possibly a new Angel Brother audio, and then episode 2 of The Vampire Boyfriend. So those are the scripts that are currently needing to be done and currently in the works right now. As far as audios go that are already recorded, if you guys were here during my 2-week stint of live streaming, you did catch me record the Demon Boyfriend, the Vampire Boyfriend, which is already out, and the next Cooper audio. So the Cooper audio and the demon boyfriend still need to be edited. And if we have time today, we're actually going to be editing the demon boyfriend audio today. So before we get done with that, though, we are going to be getting a script done. So, and this isn't meant to be like a formal tutorial on how to write scripts. This is purely how I write scripts. And if you guys find this informative, then great. I would love to see what you guys come up with if you decide to write your own scripts after this. And I do apologize for it being blurry. Give me 1 second. Let me see if I can fix the focus here. Give me 1 second. While I get this fixed, how are you guys doing? Let me know in the chat. What are you guys up to this weekend? I know it's Sunday, so hopefully you guys are enjoying your Sunday. Let me see. Okay, so give me 1 second here. Let me... see if I can get this fixed. Give me 1 second. I gotta turn off the autofocus. Alright, so it looks like a lot of people are on vacation right now, going to Florida. I'm on holiday, very cool. And Anubis, I do have some tips for script writing. I will go over those once we get started. Just give me 1 second. Let me fix my camera problem right quick. I'm not entirely sure why it's being funky. Okay, so that's working. And so is that. What in the world is going on? Okay, sorry you guys, my computer is being a little weird right now. Going to Florida with my dad will be the first time I get to spend time with him without my siblings. Aww! I always love spending time with my dad. I hope you enjoy yourself. My hands hurt. Why do your hands hurt? Why do your hands hurt, Jessica? That's not good. Okay, so let's try this. And I don't need that. Do 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 do. Thank you, Merlin. Oh, you had to do a drawing for art class. Oh no. Sharpen the pencil so many times my fingers are dying. Do they not have the automatic or the electronic pencil sharpeners? The electric pencil sharpeners? Okay. Boys, don't you start now. No. Merlin, leave him alone. You too, Sam. Sorry, my cats are gonna be menaces in the background. We don't need that, it's a waste of money. Are you kidding me? Electric pencil sharpeners is one of the best things ever. The only reason I ever use a manual pencil sharpener is if if I'm using it for, you know, portability. That would be the only reason I'd be ever using it. Okay. Okay, so there's shortcut. How come? Why don't I see anything? Merlin, I swear to God, I'm gonna get the spray bottle. I'm gonna get the spray bottle, I swear to God. Merlin, enough. Oh my god, why can't... Why can't I find it? Okay, so we're gonna try something here. I am so sorry guys that this hasn't started yet. I'm still trying to figure out my webcam, so just give me 1 second. Hi Karen. Yeah, what's your question, Anubis? Boys, I swear to God. Okay, there we go. All right. Okay, here we go. Okay, why won't this work? Okay, so I can't find... I can't find where to fix this. Alright, well I'm gonna have to figure it out later. I'm not gonna spend this entire stream trying to figure this out. Okay, so I do apologize, you guys, if it does get blurry at times. Unfortunately, my camera does have an autofocus function. I can't figure out how to turn it off. I did search up how to, but for some reason my computer is not bringing up the the Logitech window, because I do have a Logitech web camera. So I'm going to try and get through the autofocus for now. which is why I am going to be using dark pens. So anyway, let's get this thing started. So Anubis's question, would you ever go on tour to England, France, or anything like that? I would love to go visit Europe. Alright, hang on, I gotta spray the cats. 1 second. Quit your bullshit. Stop it. Otherwise I'm putting you away. I will put you in your crate. Don't test me, Merlin. So I would love to go to Europe. I don't know about going on tour. I don't know if I would ever get that big. But most definitely I would love to come visit Europe. England, France, Scotland, Ireland. I am having a very good day, Michael. We're actually about to get started. I've already clocked into work. So let's get this started. Maybe leave and rejoin the stream. No, it's not about leaving and rejoining the stream. It's I have a Logitech web camera, and it's actually one of the cheaper ones. So it has an autofocus function, but I'm not entirely sure how to turn that off. I just looked it up really quickly, and it said to go into the Logitech window and turn it off that way, but I'm not finding the, you know, the Logitech app. I'm not finding anything like that, so unfortunately this is just something that we're gonna have to work with right now. Let me try one more thing. Alright, you know what? I am so sorry, you guys. Give me 1 second. I gotta put my cat away. Okay, sorry about that. Yes, the All Holy Cat spray. Come to England, come visit. I would love to come and visit. Unfortunately, money is still extremely tight for me right now. It's still a struggle just trying to pay my monthly bills, but hopefully in the future I'll be able to visit England. I think that'd be really cool. Oh no, it's okay, Jessica. I thought you meant that towards me. But like I said, auto blur or autofocus, main nightmare of my life. So anyway, let's get started with this. So if you guys remember where we last left off on the Kitsune audio, the listener actually got kidnapped by some werewolves, and the Kitsune did not thoroughly enjoy that, so he is now on his way to come rescue you. So with that in mind, we need to try and figure out what the next part of the story is. For those of you that might be new, I let the stories write themselves. I don't have a story thoroughly thought out from start to finish, per se. I have a vague idea, and I go off of what the story is writing on itself and how the last chapter ended. So with that in mind, first thing that I always do for my scripts is I always title them, and this pen is not gonna work. No! I need more fountain pens, guys. I like my fountain pens. So what we're going to do is we're going to grab our handy dandy case here, and we're going to go with purple. Also, I love my pencil case. I got it from Barnes & Noble. Barnes & Noble is where I get basically all of my desk stuff. So pencil holders, pencil cases, notebooks, journals, all that jazz. So we're actually going to title this really quick. Kitsune, I think we're on number 5 right now. No, we're not. Are we? I'm just gonna title it number 5. And by the way, the titles for the audios actually come after. They actually come after the script is written, because I base it off of either a running theme in that audio itself, or it's a little hint as to what you can expect from that series, or from that episode. So one thing that I always like to do is I will put I always write the word premise. I know premise isn't exactly the right word, so we're going to actually put for the sake of everyone's understanding, we are going to put summary. I always put premise because I've always used the term the premise of the story is, but whenever I researched the meaning of the word premise, I never saw that meaning before, so I'm not entirely sure where I heard that saying. But for the sake of everyone understanding and for proper English, we are going to use the word summary. Before I start any of my scripts, I always write down a vague, small summary. That way I don't lose track of what the script is supposed to be about. Because if I do, I will go way off track, and I write things that are completely out of order, and I even confuse myself. So with that in mind, we're going to start it off where the last one ended. So, listener is kidnapped by werewolves, and now that I think about it, I think I've already actually written this premise before. Now that I think about it, I think I've already written this premise. And if I did, I am a big flippin' moron. I might have actually already written this. Oh my god. I am just losing my mind over here. Where's my coffee? There it is. There's my coffee right there. Okay, so I have written this before. So I'm actually going to copy the premise that I've already written. Because I actually really rather liked, and this is the 4th part, not the 5th part. I actually really liked what I had going here. So I'm actually going to write this out really quick. And again, if you guys want to take any tips from this live stream, feel free. But this isn't meant to be like a formal tutorial. This is, again, how I tend to write my scripts to make it easier on myself. So, listener has... Merlin, I swear to God, dude. So, the premise of this one is the listener has been captured by a pack of wolf spirits. We're going to name them the Okami, because this is essentially a series that is based heavily on and around Japanese folklore and mythos. Because it's definitely something that I've always been very passionate about, and something that I've always been interested about too, because it seems like the Japanese pretty much have myths and legends pretty much about anything you can think of, which always really fascinated me. And just the way that they are able to incorporate so many different aspects of mythology and aspects of real life into those myths. And I know that my handwriting is kind of crude. I tend to write semi in cursive, semi not. So if you guys can't read this right now, I do apologize. I'm writing kind of fast. That way I'm not spending too much time rewriting this this summary. It is abruptly stopped when Okay, so this is the current premise that we are working with. So, what we have going on here is a small... Here, let me get you guys... Oh, shoot. Get you guys a little bit closer there. So what we have here is a very quick summary about what this chapter is going to be about. The listener has been captured by a pack of wolf spirits, which we will name the Okami, and the fox must sniff out their hideout if he wants her back. The pack leader Kyoko attempts to send the listener back to the human world, but is stopped by the contract that the listener signed with the fox to help protect the shrine. So this is from this point and this point. That is pretty much what the bulk of the episode is going to be about. So I want to say that this episode is going to be between 25 to 30 minutes long. So from this point and this point on, this is going to be about 20 minutes worth of the entire episode. The fox's real name is revealed, as well as a bit of his past, but is abruptly stopped when the fox jumps through the barriers and claims the listener with a growl and a spell, turning her into a fox by accident. So, from the fox's real name to turned in by a fox by accident, that is where I tend to put in key details that have to be in the episode at some point or another. So the fox's real name might be revealed at the beginning of the episode, it might be revealed in the middle, or it might be revealed at the end. Not entirely sure. This is where letting the script write itself comes in. And then the ending here with the growl and spell turning her into a fox by accident, that is pretty much already labeling out how the episode is pretty much going to end. It's always going to end on that little bit of a cliffhanger. And I know I'm probably revealing way too many secrets right now, but we will see how the actual audio will go. As it is right now, everything that's going to be written in the script isn't necessarily going to be in the audio itself. The scripts are prone to being edited a little bit for time, as well as, as well as management skills. So sometimes when I let a script write itself, I tend to go really, really ham on the sound effects and just the overall length of it. So there are actually some scripts that I've written that could easily be at least an hour long worth of video if I let it, but unfortunately those would take not only way too long to edit, but they would also be a huge headache, because unfortunately my computer can't handle audios that long. It already crashes a lot of my programs just by, running 20-minute audios. So, and then the fox name right here, Mamoru Fuyutsuki, is actually going to be the actual name of the fox. And the meaning behind that is, literal translation is protect winter moon. So the Mamoru is the protect part, Fuyutsuki is the winter moon. Not only is this directly correlated to the series itself, because the fox is very protective and he has the coat of a winter's moon, but this also holds a bit of a personal connection to me, because Fuyutsuki is a character from Neon Genesis Evangelion, one of my most favorite animes. It was actually the first anime that my brother ever introduced me to. And then Mamoru is one of my favorite Japanese voice actors in anime, Mamoru Miyano. So this is a little bit of a tribute to him, really. So now that we have our summary, we can actually start making the script. And for my sake and for my own mental state, I tend to actually put a tilde and then in big letters, as big as I can, I write start. Because when I'm reading the script, I have to know where the script actually starts. Otherwise, I will read out this entire thing thinking it's the script. So, let me catch up with the chat here really quick. I like how she said, "Where's my coffee?" Seriously, where is my coffee? Oh, it's right here. Okay. So, while I get my coffee really quick, and for the record, I don't actually drink coffee. Coffee upsets my stomach so much, so this is currently what I'm drinking for my coffee, Mountain Dew Energy. Not sponsored, I fucking wish. But Mountain Dew Energy is one of the best things that I could have ever really invested in for myself and for the channel. Because not only does it provide me with all the energy I need during the day, but it also tastes so damn good. And look at that can. Like, how could I not? It's literally got a lion on it. Like, how... This is the Lion ASMR channel. How could I not? So, let's get this put in my coffee mug here and let us get started and get down to business, because time is money and right now I am wasting it. There we go. Okay. So, now we have to start with the actual script. A staple in my audios is I always fade in with the sound effects. That is to kind of ease everybody into the audio. I don't like it when you just hear sudden sound effects. The one time I did that was actually the Demon Boyfriend audio, the very first one, and it jump scared everybody when they first see that video, because very first thing you hear is "Get on with ya!" So I try and ease people into it, just like, oh, we're in for something. So what I tend to do is, for my sound effects, I'll either put a star or I will put quotation marks just to kind of separate them from the actual sound effects themselves. If I'm in a Word document or I'm in Google Docs, I will actually bold them or italicize them. That way they look different than the actual script. Again, for my own mental state, because if I don't see them differently than the regular lines, I will actually read out, you know, hey, insert growl here, or fade in with this ambience. So for the sake of, we're going to do quotation marks, and we're going to fade in. What are we going to fade in with? Let me see. What are we going to fade in with? Well, they're werewolves, so let's fade in with some... dog sniffing. Why not? And then we'll also do some muttering, because this is supposed to be a pack of werewolves after all. And then I tend to force myself to write in italicize in italics if there's more than one character speaking. If I'm, you know, handwriting it. If I'm writing it on a computer, then, you know, just Control I or Control U or something like that. Alright, so already it's starting to write itself. So what we have here is already a bit of a scene starting to brew. We're getting spoiled. Yes, you are. You are getting very spoiled today. And I think what I'm going to end up doing, actually, is making this a regular thing. So whenever I clock in for actual work on audios, I'm actually going to live stream it. Just as a special treat for you guys, because why the heck not? And Anubis, you have a small request? What is it, hun? Can you leave the name of the audio in the chat? I'm looking for new enemies to watch. Oh, do you mean the anime I listed earlier, Neon Genesis? Sure. Give me 1 second. Nope, no. If I can actually spell it correctly. I do want to warn you, Neon Genesis Evangelion is a bit of a depressing anime, but I urge you, if you do watch it, watch the original, don't watch the one on, Netflix, because the one on Netflix was actually redubbed, and in my opinion, it doesn't really hold up to the original, so, it's a bit of a, it's mecha meets Christianity kind of anime, so again, word of caution, it does hit you in the feels. It is a bit depressing, but overall it's a really, really cool anime. And Anubis, could we pick the color of our fur? I'm actually gonna leave the fur color ambiguous, so you can envision yourself however, with whatever fur color you want. I'm not gonna be specifically saying the actual fur color. So that one I'm gonna leave up to the listener. It's okay if it's depressing, I'm already depressed. Same here. Sorry, I didn't mean to laugh. Depression is not funny, but for me, I know what it's like. I deal with severe depression myself, so I'm with you there. Well, hello, Sebastian. Welcome. Okay, so already, again, this is already starting to write itself. Fade in with some dog sniffing and muttering because, again, we were kidnapped by werewolves. And suddenly we have someone that growls at them. Everyone quiet, she's conscious. And then the muttering silences. So already we've established that there's a new character coming into the mix. We're not entirely sure who this character is, but we've already kind of established that they are a bit of the leader of the pack because they've already said, hey, everyone quiet, and then everyone already quiets down. So I'm not entirely sure if this character is going to be female or male yet, but we will surely find out here in a second. So so as it is right now, let's see if we can move this along. So okay, so the muttering silences, and then we have I think we're actually going to put some cave ambience here as well, just so it's not dead ass quiet. So not only are we going to be hearing the dog sniffing and the muttering and everything, but in the background of this scene is going to be cave ambience. So like water dripping sound effects, a little bit of a cave echo. Because honestly, in my head, when I originally thought of this episode in particular, I kind of had the picture in my mind from Inuyasha when Kagome gets kidnapped by Kyoga. So she's in this cave with all of these different wolf demons, and you know, she's already been kidnapped by Inuyasha. That's kind of the scene I had in my head when I initially thought of this. Oh, Sebastian, thank you! Thank you for the £1. Oh my god! Thank you so much! You've been listening to Yandere Professor on loop for 78 hours straight. Oh my god. God damn! Well, like I said, we're going to be working on this script today. If we have time, we will be able to edit the Demon Boyfriend audio And then once that audio's done, then we can move on to Cooper. And yes, that is an official timeline that you guys can look forward to. So first, the next episode that's going to come out is Demon Boyfriend, and then after that is going to be Cooper. So I can't tell you when it will be, but I can tell you that is the current timeline of audios. Merlin, I swear to God. Merlin, get out from underneath. Oh my God. I'm sorry, guys. I gotta get my cat. Yes, you. Yes, you, Trouble. Oh my God, don't unplug anything. Oh, Jesus Christ. Nope. You are coming with me. Get in there. Okay, sorry about that, guys. My cat was behind my computer messing with the wires. And I was not about to have him unplug shit. And no, Cooper is not dead, Anubis. You should already know. You were there for the recording stream. Oh my God, Sebastian. Thank you so much for another pound. Oh my God. Thank you very much. I thought he died. No, Cooper didn't die. Why would Cooper die? Take my money. Oh God. Thank you so much, Sebastian. Oh my God. Okay. Merlin said, I will not listen, mother. I will be where I want to be. Mess with cords. Merlin is currently grounded because he made my microphone fall on the ground and I thought I was going to have to buy another flippin' microphone. Okay, so everyone quiet. She's conscious. Muttering silences. Let me see. See, I want to try and find a different meaning. I want to try and find a different word other than spirit world. Because I feel like the term spirit world is a little heavily used. Let me get out the handy dandy thesaurus. Jesus Christ. I hate my stutter. I hate it. I hate it so much. Da 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 da. Let me see. Whenever you think he's dead, Cooper's like, surprise, shawty. Surprise, motherfucker. Okay, so let me see. I think I'm just gonna put the spiritual plane for now. I think I'm just gonna put the spiritual plane for now. I'm gonna put that into parentheses just so I can come back to it later and see if I can find a different phrasing for that. And then I'm actually going to switch over to my black pen since we have more than one character speaking at the moment. She was with that pesky fox. He encroached on territory on the northern border. And this is where it tends to write itself because already I'm thinking of a random fucking quote. And if you can guess what that quote is from, like Northern Border, impossible. No one can get through the Great Barrier. If you can guess what that's from, kudos to you. Sebastian Dante Cooper. I mean, cool if it is, but coincidence? I think not. Yeah, but here's the thing, though. My Cooper's name isn't Sebastian. But, you know, Dante Cooper, pretty cool. Very cool. My dog won't leave me alone. She has separation anxiety, and now she's all in my bubble. Aww. Okay, so impossible. No one can get through the Great Barrier. In case he decides to take her back. Okay. So already we have run out of page, so we must go to the back. So, to catch you guys up a little bit, because I got stuck in writing there. So already we've established 2 characters that are going to be in this episode altogether. So no one can get through the Great Barrier. We've already posted troops in that area in case he decides to take her back. And then we have our main leader saying he won't be taking her back because I'm sending her back to where she came from, aka the human world. The other werewolves have something to say about that because in this plane of existence, having a human in your midst is like owning a pet for them. So they are, they are Japanese deities and they are mythological creatures revered as deities, but in this world, they're not above keeping a human in their world as their own personal entertainment, basically. So, think of it like Inuyasha, right? At the time, Kagome wanted to get the jewel shards put together, that way she could leave the feudal era and leave it all behind. And then in that scene, like I'm trying to emulate here with Kyoga, he wanted to keep her for himself as his mate. That's not what we're gonna go for here, but that's kind of what I'm trying to get at here, is that, hey, the werewolves want her for something else. The leader's like, hell no, not happening. This is what we're gonna do instead. Have you heard of the Game Theorist? I have. I actually watch Matt Pat quite often. To be honest, I tend to watch his Five Nights at Freddy's videos on repeat. And I'm actually going to use this side, because I don't like writing on the back of those papers. I know it saves paper to do that, but using a gel pen, it's a little bit hard to read if you write on both sides. Alright, Anubis, well, thank you so much for joining us. Hopefully we'll see you again in the next live stream. I hope you enjoy the rest of your day. And don't worry, this live stream will still be here when you come back. Sorry, I just bumped my microphone. But this will also be up on my channel, so if you leave and decide to come back, you can watch the remainder of the stream. That way you don't miss anything. How did you come to be here? And then we always add a little bit of a pause. I always put pause right here just to give myself like a 10-minute, or not 10-minute, wow, 10-second kind of pause to let the listener kind of say whatever the listener is supposed to say. Because again, this we all know what these are. Basically, it's a role play aimed at personal experience with you guys. So it's supposed to kind of predict what you would say in reaction or in response to whatever they're saying. So Have I seen Tokyo Revengers? I have not. I don't think I've actually ever heard of that. Shrines don't normally have accessible portals attached to them. Then again, that priestess did have. To empower their spirit. I already forget what their name was. Oh, right. Duh. And actually, Vampire Knight is where I got the idea for Shizuka's name, so that's another little, not hint, but reference. Yeah, it's from Vampire Knight. I when it comes to names of certain characters or elements, I like to incorporate things that, you know, I personally enjoy, because it makes it easier for me to enjoy what I do. Um, so when it comes to things like that, I like to incorporate things that I enjoy just to, kind of show a little bit of myself into the audio. I'm not that open with people when it comes to my personal beliefs or my personal enjoyments. So this is kind of my way of, you know, inkling, inkling in, what I like and what interests me. So. What do I want to use here? The Black Fox that ensnared Shizuka's heart, the Midnight Menace. Okay, so far, we have gotten a couple pages already done. This is nowhere near close to being finished, but so far what we have here is we've kind of already established that we're in for a story time, basically. So we're about to get a little history on Shizuka and the fox here. So, so far we've gotten a little bit curious with the new character. The new character is curious as to why the listener is in the spirit world to begin with. The listener, of course, is curious because the fox, up until now, hasn't exactly been forthcoming about Shizuka's role and his role in all of this. She only knows him as the spirit that protects her specific shrine, but that's about it. He hasn't exactly been forthcoming as to what his specific role is, as well as his connection with Shizuka, because as of right now we've only heard him muttering about Shizuka a couple times. So we get a little bit of history into what Shizuka was as a priestess and how the fox basically came to be, you know, close to Shizuka and came to be attached to the shrine. So as of right now, we've already been hinted at the fox is supposed to be Shizuka's replacement as the shrine's protector. We've gotten a little bit of backstory into what Shizuka was as a priestess. So she was a protector, she was a collector, basically, of wayward souls, and she would protect them, give them the life that they so wanted or deserved, and she was a caretaker, basically. And this kind of hints at the fact that the story of Shizuka and the fox is a bit of a forbidden topic, because in this world, bringing in earthly creatures into the spirit world and keeping them is meant to be a bit of a forbidden act, because the human world and the spirit world are supposed to be separate. So they're not exactly, the creatures of the human world and spirit world aren't exactly meant to coexist or co-inhabit each other. So the spirits stay in their spirit world, the humans stay on Earth, basically. So the leader character, Kyoko, is telling them to hush, and then we start getting into a backstory of the fox, basically. So she says a few of his nicknames that he went by when he first came into the spirit world, and then we get, boom, his actual name. Now, in this story, I know that in the past episode we did get a bit of a backstory into the fox as he was. As we probably already know right now, the fox wasn't exactly forthcoming about his true origins, but we do know that his fur changes with the moon cycles. So if it's a new moon, he's got black fur should he turn into a fully grown fox, or into an actual fox, not just his, fox demon form. And then for the rest of the moon cycles, he's got his solid white hair. And in his actual beginnings, he started out as a earthly black fox. So it's one of those transformation kind of things where he starts out as a black fox, but when he's taken in by Shizuka, she turns him into a white fox to more incorporate that whole connection to the moon. God, I cannot. Jesus Christ. Possible, not possible. Jesus. Okay, so now we've come to our conflict. So, in that last page that I just wrote out, let me get this on here. So, here we have a bit of our conflict going on here. So, here we have Kyoko telling the listener, aka you guys, not only his name, but also what his name actually means. This will actually come into play later on. And then we have a bit of a conflict here because he never told you his name. And then after Shizuka disappeared, he's all but renounced his given name. No one knows exactly what happened to Shizuka. All anyone knows is on the night of the elliptical New Year celebration, Mamoru was found at the shrine holding her tattered robes with deity blood on his hands. I should change that to a with, not and. We don't know if he killed Shizuka. It's slightly possible, but only he knows the actual truth. Meaning, he was the last one, clearly, that saw Shizuka alive, as far as they know. So, as far as anyone's concerned, he only knows what happened to her. And then Kyoko goes on to say she and the fellow leaders tried to ask him what happened, but whenever they asked him, he always changed the story. And then, you know, you as the listener, you don't believe what she's saying. You think that they got it all wrong. There's no way that he has the capacity to do that. Yeah, he's a bit of a jerk, but, you know, you don't believe that he's capable of killing anyone. And so that's when Kyoko goes into the defensive mode of, hey, by the way, a priestess like Shizuka isn't easily killed. So because circumstances are what they are, and we weren't getting told the whole truth, we had to look out for ourselves at that point and assume the worst. So we basically renounced him, and we exiled him to the boundary of Shizuka's shrine. And basically said, look, you stay in your area, dude, because as far as we're concerned, you're dangerous to us. And if you come into anybody else's territory, we have to assume you're hostile. And pretty much everyone is told to stay away from Shizuka's shrine. Because, hey, possible dangerous dude over here. So, because we have that conflict now, and the seeds of doubt have already started to be planted in the listener's head, that's when we get more of a bit of conflict coming in. Because now that we've already planted that seed of doubt of, hey, is this guy capable of murdering anybody? Now we have him coming into the picture. So now is when we get the wolves howling and the warning signs of, hey, trouble is coming. So now we get into that rushed feeling from the summary of, hey, Kyoko tries to send you back to the human world, but can't because of that contract that you've already signed with the fox. And give me 1 second here. Give me 1 second, guys. Do 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 do. Okay. Sorry, I had to check on something. So, let's get this next scene started. damn it. I messed it up. Fuck. Okay. Here we go. I think this is almost done, actually. So give me a second. I don't know if I like that. I don't know if I like that. Yeah, I don't like that. So that is that. That is the script completely done. So, to recap really quickly from where we left off last. So, where we left off last, I kind of went on a huge tangent there, just let it write itself. So, where we let off last, the Lady Kyoko was actually telling us about a bit of the past of the fox Mamoru, and telling us about how he possibly could have killed Shizuka, and how now he's labeled as a danger in the entire spirit realm. So now we move on to this page where the conflict is starting to get worse. Like I said earlier, the seeds of doubt have been planted. So now he comes into the picture. The pack at the northern border are howling as warning to the rest of the pack, saying, hey, he's on his way, he's coming. The pack that are currently with Kyoko and the listener start growling in anticipation. The main guard, who doesn't... Did I give him a name? I thought I did. Togemaru, I think I gave him that name. Is, saying the obvious, he's breached the northern border. Lady Hyoko says gather the cubs, relocate them to the western dens, because she doesn't want any of the children, being killed in the scuffle. So they're starting to stir around, they're starting to get ready for battle. And then this is when Kyoko tries to send her back to the human world. She realizes it doesn't work. The fox ends up killing Togemaru because he's pissed. He's as intimidating as possible. He's in his demon form, and he's trying to intimidate the wolves into doing whatever he wants and giving the listener back. Again, being as intimidating as possible, walking slowly into the cave. You're told to hide. You do your best to hide, but it doesn't really work because fox instinct. He can sense you within the cave. He can still smell your scent. He knows you're still around. So then, as you're hiding, you actually end up flinching, which makes, a pebble kind of move along the ground, which then alerts him to where you are. He catches you, no problem. Kyoko tells him to release you. He threatens her, not gonna happen. She's gonna stay as long as our contract stays intact. Kyoko asks about the contract, and then suddenly it makes sense. Oh, that's why you can't return to the human world. And while you're conflicted about whether or not to run, the fox is fighting for you. Kyoko is trying to get him to release you so she can send you back. He goes into protection mode and tries to stop you from willing the contract away. In that little scuffle of magic mixing in and of itself, his magic mixes with yours, and somehow the magic gets all mixed up, and you end up turning yourself into a fox. Well, he ends up turning you into a fox because it's his magic that basically heightens yours. Everyone is perplexed that happened because a human turning into an animal spirit is not only forbidden, but it pretty much just labels your, not death sentence, but it pretty much labels you as part of that realm now. So it's physically impossible for you to return to the human world. And no one has ever heard of an earthbound creature like Mamoru being able to possess enough power to transform anybody or anything into something they're not. So turning a human into an animal and vice versa. So he makes his quick escape with you. as, you know, as I think any of us would react to being turned into an animal, we start freaking the fuck out. He tries to calm you down, he's humming to you, he's shushing you, he's doing everything he can to keep you quiet, that way in case the wolves try and come after you, he's not, you know, he's not being tracked. So, in that, while he's trying to keep you calm, here comes Yomi. Yomi senses something wrong, so she immediately comes to the aid of Mamoru. Mamoru, thinking on his feet, says, you know, Yomi, go find Joanna, tell her to meet me at Masomi village, tell her to bring Lemi Amaterasu. For reference, Amaterasu is the goddess of the sun, most notably known to be a form of a white wolf with red swirls and a green fire disc on her back. As far as he knows, Amaterasu is the only one that is powerful enough that could possibly reverse this, and is just as powerful as Shizuka, if not more powerful. Just to give you guys a little bit of an explanation of how powerful Shizuka might be as a priestess. And then he kind of goes into his own little side monologue here of, oh my god, I hope she's able to help. If she doesn't, then I'll have to force the transformation myself. And then he kind of hints at what you are basically to him. You're not just a random human. You are connected to him in some way. Which is how you were able to come into the spirit realm in the first place, through his shrine. Where he says the reincarnation seal before it's time. You'll be back to normal soon, and soon we'll both have what we want. And then comes the inner thought into your head of, always the impatient little kid, aren't you, Mamoru? Now, I'm gonna leave whoever that's supposed to be up to you guys. That won't be revealed until the episode after this. Or maybe the episode after that, I'm not really sure. But that is all of the Kitsune number 4 script pretty much done. I know it doesn't look like a whole heck of a lot. I'm sure if I typed this up in Word doc, it would probably only take up maybe 2 or 3 pages. But with how I would want to read this, and the suspense, the sound effects, and everything else that would go into this, I'm pretty sure I can squeeze this into a 15 to 20 minute audio. So, with this script completely done, what I would normally do now is I would put this into my script folder, and then I would type this up later. That way I can, when it's time to record, I can just read it off the computer and you're not hearing like page rustling from the microphone or whatever, because this microphone is pretty, you know, sensitive. And just for a frame of reference, I have been getting a lot of questions lately about how long it usually takes audios to be made. And for point of reference, this script wasn't even started. This stream actually started with a blank piece of paper. This script took me 2.5 hours to write. So the average writing span for my scripts usually takes between 2.5 to 3 hours. And then the recording process usually takes about another hour. So just for writing the script and recording it takes about 4 hours. I want to say the actual editing portion of sound effects, like actually finding the right sound effects needed, would actually take me another hour or 2. And then the beginning stages of editing the actual audio, depending on the sound effects, would take me another 2 to 4 hours. So, in essence, if this were a full-time job, writing the script, editing the script, recording, and doing some of the audio editing would already be an 8-hour day for me. 8 to 10 hour day. The artwork in and of itself for the visuals on the audio, so whatever you guys are looking at are the scenes that I try and create, that in and of itself takes 8 to 10 hours straight. I have actually done full overnights where I will start at 10 p.m. and not stop until about 8 in the morning. Just doing, you know, the visual effects and the artwork, the character editing, and all that. And I don't want to come off as, you know, I'm complaining, like, oh my god, this takes forever. Because I do enjoy what I do, and I do enjoy doing this. It's just, if this were a full-time job, holy fuck. At least for the caliber that I do my audios anyway. I know there's a lot of easier ways of doing things, and I know that everyone has their own shortcuts as to how they do their own audios and their own series. So, and this in and of itself probably took me longer than probably necessary. I know handwriting tends to go a little bit slower than typing, so I'm sure if I typed this out without having to handwrite it, this probably would have taken me only an hour. Yeah, so that is that. We're only 2.5 hours into our scheduled workday. I will take this opportunity to get a little snack for myself, and I will be back here in a second. What's the best part about making an ASMR roleplay? The best part, I'll answer this question really quick before I go. The best part for me, honestly, is probably the actual editing of the audio, to be honest. So I've already gotten all of the recording made. I've already got the sound effects needed for the actual editing of the audio. When it comes to putting it all together audio-wise, I think that's the best part for me. Because I get to actually put it all together, and I get to make the scene the way I want it. And it's really, really fun for me to envision what's happening without the visual effects or the visual cues. So I can actually picture in my head what the scene is going to look like, or will hopefully look like. Plus with me, I'm a very audio-visual person, meaning I can see scenes in my head just by listening to stuff. I don't necessarily have to be watching something to know what's going on. And creating those scenes audio-wise is very, very fun for me. And it lets me learn some new tricks too. So being able to add more sound effects in there, or add more audio effects, editing wise, so like more echoes, more ways of putting sound effects from one ear to the next, or figuring out ways to overlap certain sound effects to get a certain ambience or tone. Learning new tricks like that just interests the hell out of me, and the more I can learn, the more new stuff I can learn, the better. So with that in mind, I will actually take a 5-minute break. So I'm gonna go get myself a snack, and then when I get back, we are actually going to be editing the audio for Demon Boyfriend, the upcoming one. So I will be right back, you guys. Okay. So we are back. Give me 1 second here. Let me open Audacity. Okay. Alright, so you're gonna see my camera here really quick. Do 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 do. Oops. Okay, now we're gonna do window, Audacity, okay, and we are gonna fit that. And this needs to go below everything. There we go. Alright, so here we have Audacity open. Now we need to find our demon boyfriend. So we're going to go into Atreyu. Actually, I think I have it over here. Yep, there it is. Atreyu finale. Okay. So, and just to clarify, this isn't the actual, like, series finale. This is just season 1 finale. Okay, so did I edit this at all? Alright, this... No, I did not. Okay. Alright, this is... I said stop. Stop. Fucking stop. Jesus Christ. Okay, so first things first, one thing that I always do with my male audios anyway, is if I know for a fact that there are no spots in this where it's a female character, I will automatically just click on the entire fucking thing and immediately change the voice. Because that saves me a whole heck of a lot of time. Let's see. Can you guys actually see what's going on? Hold up. Hold up. Okay, no, you guys are looking at a different window. What the fuck? Hold on. There we go. Nope. Nope, nope, nope. you guys are looking at another window. Sorry about that. Here we go. Okay, now you're looking at what is supposed to be on the screen. Sorry. Sorry about that, everybody. Okay, so yes, you are looking at... This is literally nothing but the... This is literally nothing but the raw recording. And for those of you that were here for that, this is the recording that I did during one of my live streams several weeks ago. So the first thing that I do when I edit these is I go through the lines first and I actually take out any and all bloopers or mess ups that might be in here, because, you know, they shouldn't be in here, so we take them out. And one thing that I do to start off a lot of my recordings that you guys probably know, probably don't, is I'll say what the actual audio is before I start it, because sometimes what ends up happening during the editing process is sometimes Audacity fucks up and sometimes it crashes on me. So if at any point I'm not able to save the file before it crashes, I'll put a little blurb in the beginning telling me what it is. That way, when I reopen Audacity and it shows me all the, you know, hey, recovered files because you didn't save, it'll be a lot easier for me to determine what the file is so I can save it right then and there. So automatically, this can go away.
No sign of them. Good. That means we should be good to hide out here for a while. Did you see or hear anything, or anyone close by that could give away our position? Good work, Nighthawk. I left some souls and a few corpses in the corner for you. I'll let you know when we're ready to head out. We would be fine continuing on until the next millennia, but unfortunately we aren't alone in this journey. She isn't used to long treks like this. She needs a chance to rest. Otherwise she'll be too weak to even enter Draconia in one piece. Fuck.
Yep, there we go.
She isn't used to long trek. She isn't...
Okay, so right there, that was a blooper, so we're gonna get rid of that.
She isn't used to long treks like this. She needs a chance to rest. Otherwise she'll be too weak to even enter Draconia in one piece. Don't you ever speak of her in that manner, you walking sorry excuse for a glow-in-the-dark glue stick. She is the only one I could ever trust to make this trek without Artax's assistance. Don't you remember the last time we were out here with Cook? Jesus, I fucked that up. God damn it. Okay, hold on.
Yeah, I fucked that up. Okay. Okay. Yep, starting from the growl. Perfect. And get rid of that.
Don't you ever speak of her in that manner. You walking sorry excuse for a glow-in-the-dark glue stick. She is the only one I could ever trust to make this trek without Artax's assistance. Don't you remember the last time we were out here with Retract your statement, or I feed you to Ghidorah when we reach Draconia. That's what I thought. Don't mind him. Whenever he makes this trek on an empty stomach, he tends to speak nonsense. That's enough!
I think I did it second time.
That's enough!
Yeah, I did. I think I like the second one better.
That's...
Okay. So this is where zooming in helps.
That...
Nope.
That's enough! I won't tolerate your insolence any longer, Nighthawk. Fuck.
I said insolence wrong.
That's enough! I won't tolerate your insolence any longer, Nighthawk. Fuck. I won't tolerate your insolence any longer, Nighthawk. You had your chance to find her, and just like back then, you
Okay, so I'm gonna get rid of that. See how this sounds. Okay, yeah.
I won't.
Oh shit. Nope. No. Thank you. Okay, so I don't like any of that. Let's try that.
That's enough! I won't tolerate your insolence any longer, Nighthawk. You had your chance to find her, and just like back then, you choose to betray me. And to think, you used to be the most trustworthy symbol of honor in the Pearl City. It's nothing. Just more disgusting reminders of the past. If I tell you, you have to swear not to tell anyone. And that goes for you too, Falcor. I won't have any nightmares spreading sensitive information around the sadness swamps. Well, at least one of you still has some Pearl City dignity. The fuck?
God damn it. I don't know why my own bloopers just make me laugh, but they do.
Well, at least one of you still has some Pearl City decency. As I was saying, I suppose I should start from the beginning. You've heard Lucifer say my angel name before, right? Arakiel was the name given to me by Atak. It means the Lord's Earth. When you're born as an angel, your purpose is given to you through your name. My purpose was to create the world you knew as Earth, and maintain it by teaching the humans how to properly care for it and use it to their full potential, so they can thrive as you wanted. I taught them geomancy, a craft in which you can read the spirits and history of anything through signs in the earth and flora. Yes, I was the one who created Eden's Garden. I created everything on Earth to Atak's design, down to the finest grain of sand. Even then, it it seemed nothing impressed him or was enough to satisfy his sick obsession with making something as perfect as he wanted. No matter what it was, he always found flaws and would immediately either demand changes upon changes or he would get rid of it altogether. One day, after I had finished with the garden, I'd convinced Atak to allow me creative freedom with the flora. Unbeknownst to him, I already had, when I created Sephiroth. Sephiroth is better known as the Tree of Knowledge. Atak had found out about it only minutes before he allowed Adam and Eve to enter the garden. Oh no, Sephiroth's with a...
Yeah.
Oh no. Oh no, Sephiroth wasn't meant to be a hindrance to Atak's big plan, but as a way to progress it, to his ultimate goal in the easiest way possible. But because he didn't know about Sephiroth's abilities or what purpose it was, he told Adam and Eve to stay away from it completely. I tried to tell him the tree was harmless enough to eat from, but he wouldn't listen. I even ate one of the fruits myself to prove it had no ill effects, which was a bold move on my part, because we were always forbidden to ever experiment with our own creations ourselves. That rule has a long story attached to it. The point is, I tried to help move his plan along in the best way I could, and it didn't seem like enough. But because I made something that he had no knowledge of, I had made a grave mistake. In those few seconds of hesitation when he told Adam and Eve not to go near it, Atak had shown visible weakness for the very first time in eons, and Lucifer had a front row seat to that weakness. Being Atak's favourite angel and second in command, Lucifer was practically Atak's shadow, always one step behind. Lucifer had inside knowledge about everything, including the birth and future demise of the world you know to be Earth, and seeing the world that was to be created sparked something in him that made him want to claim it all for his own. He used Sephiroth's leaves to hide himself as a serpent and disguised his voice as Atak's to convince Eve to eat my creation's fruit. He saw the future of women, and he knew she would be feeble-minded enough to believe him without giving it a second thought. After Atak found out about their disobedient After Atak found
out about their disobedient fuck.
Oh no, Sephiroth's with a... that fuck. Oh... I had made a grave mistake.
Okay, I gotta find where I was. Shit. Okay, there it is.
After Atak found out about their disobedience and banished them from the garden, he went on the search for the angel that interfered with his project. Lucifer was the first to be cast out and fall, but not before he recruited me for the rebellion and had me create this place. At the time, Lucifer was powerful enough that he created an all-new dimension, one that we could control just as Atak controlled the Pearl City. A dimension where we could use our abilities and skills however we wanted, without limitations or expectations. My brothers followed me with Lucifer, all 200 of them, and when we were banished, Lucifer had promised us a home with him here. The only thing he couldn't guarantee was our safety when we did fall. The ritual for banishment from the Pearl City is you have your wings ripped out in front of all your other angel siblings. You're stripped of your celestial robes and abilities, and you're branded with Atak's light with the symbol of a traitor. And since there were so many of us to banish at the same time, they were very careful in staggering our falls, so they didn't risk us converging for a revenge strike. Lucifer was the first to bear this ritual. His wings were the worst part to watch for me. Being Atak's right-hand angel, he had 3 separate pairs of wings, each pair bigger than the next. And the bigger the wing, the more painful it is to be removed. Maman, Satan, and Valak shared the same fate. Azazel and I were the only ones to escape. I saved Azazel from his wing removal by jumping in front of Uriel's flame sword. Once Azazel had fallen and gotten away, Uriel tried to take my wings. He thought it would be an easy task, but I had stolen Excalibur from his holster and fought back as best as I could. He had me trapped, his sword run through me, the tip of his sword stabbing through a lot of my feathers, but if there's one thing Lucifer taught me, it's to always recognize weakness even in the instance of death. And in that moment, I saw weakness in Uriel's eyes. He didn't want to banish his brothers, but he had no choice. And in that moment, I chose to exploit that and steal that weakness as my first trophy as a fallen.
AKA as I.
I'd already been jealous of Uriel's foresight, and even more jealous that he refused to teach me how to harness the ability for myself, while I taught him how to create his own flora and fauna and even showed him how to alter dimensions. So, I decided to take it for myself. However, I was only able to take half of his foresight ability, and once I had fallen, the foresight nearly destroyed my sanity. However, I was only able to take half of his foresight ability. However, I was only able to take half of his foresight ability, and once I had fallen, the foresight nearly destroyed my sanity. I honestly would have gone mad and destroyed myself if it hadn't been for the dumb luck of falling straight into Artax's nest. Well, you need to understand. This eye only sees foresight. When it isn't covered by this hex, by this eye patch, all I see in this eye is what will become of the future of whatever it is that I'm staring at. And your future is playing for me right now. And I must say, I like what I see. I know Artax told you about my rather unusual demon upbringing. Out of all of us, I was the only one who was taken in by Hell's existing creatures. Not even Lucifer was accepted at first. I suppose that's part of the reason he loathes my continued ruling over the Third Circle. Well, just like I had a hand in creating the Earth, I also had a hand in creating Hell, remember? Everything here I actually built based on Lucifer's designs, with a few of my own liberties thrown in there. Blah, 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 blah. Well, just like I had a hand in creating the Earth, I also had a hand in creating Hell, remember? Everything here I actually built based on Lucifer's designs, with a few of my own liberties thrown in here and there.
Alright, let's listen to that one more time.
Well, just like I had a hand in creating the Earth, I also had a hand in creating Hell, remember? Everything here...
I don't know if I like that.
Well, just like I had a hand in creating the Earth, I also had a hand in creating Hell, remember? Everything here I actually built based on Lucifer's designs, with a few of my own liberties thrown in. Well, just like I had a hand in creating the Earth, I also had a hand in creating Hell, remember? Well, just like I had a hand in creating the Earth, I also had a hand in creating Hell, remember? Well, just like I had a hand in creating the Earth, I also had a hand in creating hell, remember? Everything here I actually built based on Lucifer's designs, with a few of my own liberties thrown in here and there. Everything here I actually built based on Lucifer's designs, with a few of my own liberties thrown in here and there. Oh no, the creatures came on their own. The creatures here in hell are all of Atak's rejects, refusals and failures. Everything he got wrong. You ever hear the phrase, out of sight, out of mind? Well, there's a reason Atak made the bullshit rule that he may never be allowed to set foot inside hell. He never wants to be reminded that he ever made any mistakes. He never wants anyone to know that he isn't as perfect as humans claim he is. Even the human belief of everything is according to God's plan, and even the slightest mistake is all due to God's plan, makes me laugh. Even if a mistake is according to Atak's plan, they still consider that perfection without realizing the real truth about him was right in front of him the entire time. Of course, he's who I've been meant... Of course, he's who I've meant this whole time. If you're going to rule over the Lust Ring... Of course, he's who I've meant this whole time. If you're going to rule over the Lust Ring, my dear, you're going to have to be quicker on... If you're going to rule over the Lust Ring, dear, you're going to have to be quicker in... He's who I've meant this whole time. If you're going to rule over the Lust Ring, dear, you're going to have to be quicker in your understanding. So naive and still so adorable. I must admit, it really gets my demonic lust going. Though I would disagree with Night Hobbs' incredibly irritating instinct to be a buzzkill, I suppose I should hold back until we get back to the palace. Fuck. So naive. So naive, and still so adorable. I must admit, it really gets my demonic lust going. Though I would disagree with Night Hobbs' incredibly irritating instinct to be a buzzkill, I suppose I should hold back until we get back to the palace. Not only is this cave floor terrible for your back, but I think your squealing and moaning would give away our position. Oh, I know. Such a mean fallen angel, aren't I? Don't worry. Once we get back to the palace, I'll be sure to make the wait worth it for both of us. Alright, baby girl? Good girl. In all my centuries, I don't think I've ever said... God's name out loud ever since I fell. It feels disturbing. It feels even more wrong to say the word God. Oh. Well, for one thing, the phrase God means something different to us Celestials. It's more of a title than a name, and a title that holds a serious ton of respect for the one who wields it. For instance, there's more than one god in the world. There's actually millions. Atak just happens to be the one who enjoys throwing his weight around more than the others, which is why he has 13 different names through the world. Of course, there's other gods. Of course, there's other gods here in Hell.
Don't know why, Trey, you just turned into a New Yorker there for a second. Of course, all the gods.
Of course, there's other gods here in Hell. Well, you've got the gods who make up my royal council, like there's other gods here in Hell. Well, you've got the gods who make up my royal council, like Hades and his bride Persephone. Well, you've got the gods who make up my royal. Well, you've got the gods who make up my royal council, like Hades and his bride Persephone, Osiris and Anubis. Then there's King Yama, the four ancients, Bao, Han, Fan, and Co. El Tio, Santa Muerte, Erlik. The list goes on. Remember when I told you about creating different dimensions? Well, the other gods have their own dimensions as well. Remember when I told you about creating different dimensions? Well, the other gods. Remember when I told you about creating different dimensions? Well, the other gods have their own dimensions within Hell. Not only is it easier to manage your own people without treading on someone else's territory, but it also makes it easier to sort the souls that come through our doors every day. Let me put it this way. When a soul comes through the veil, their beliefs are studied, and then they're sent to the appropriate dimension so they can enter their believed heaven or hell. If a Christian dies and goes to hell, then they're sent to Lucifer. A Greek goes to Hades, a Norse goes to Valhalla, etc. A Greek goes to Hades, a Norse goes to Valhalla, etc. Well, to be honest with you, it did take us a while to figure out a system for it. For the longest time, we had to sort souls ourselves, which was hilarious for us, but also a huge pain in the arse. I still remember the look on Pharaoh Ramses' face when he went to Lucifer instead of Osiris. Not only was he confused, but he had honestly thought he had crossed over to heaven. I can appreciate a good act of disobedience and mass genocide against Atak as the next fallen. Fuck. I still remember. I can appreciate a good act of disobedience and mass genocide. I still remember the look. Which was hilarious for us, but also a huge pain in the arse. I still remember the look on Pharaoh Ramesses' face when he went to Lucifer instead of Osiris. Not only was he confused, but he had honestly thought he had crossed over to heaven. I can appreciate a great act of disobedience and mass genocide against Atak as the next fallen, but the fact that he had... But the fact that he could stare I can appreciate a great act of disobedience and mass genocide against Atak as the next fallen, but the fact that he had... But the fact that he could stare Lucifer in the face and call him an angel was the most entertainment I've ever seen. Guess I shouldn't have been surprised when Lucifer recruited him for his 4th battalion in the 7th Circle. I think the funniest part is the fact that Osiris still doesn't know he's been missing the Pharaoh's soul in his dimension for over 3 millennia. Well, once he does realize Lucifer overstepped and his soul count has been off for that long, let's just say Hell's denizens aren't going to be upset over another civil war. Not to mention, with the weight surrounding Ramesses' soul over what he did in his life, Osiris had already thoroughly planned out his punishment before he even perished. In fact, part of his punishment was to drown at the bottom of the Red Sea once Moses allowed the water walls to collapse. Osiris is nothing but fair, don't get me wrong, and after what he did to the people he was supposed to rely on and protect, he was very much due a taste of his own medicine. And in Osiris's mind, the way to start... Fuck. And in Osiris's mind, the way to start that... He was very much due a taste of his own medicine. And in Osiris's mind, the way to start that was to start him at the bottom and force him to crawl his way back up. Even though it was useless. As a Fallen, I got to spend a lot of my time observing and watching. Especially when it came to watching a Tark. God's plan play out. And when the other Celestials and Gods decided to meddle and have their own fun, what better thing to do than grab the popcorn and enjoy the show? Speaking of enjoying the show, you should perhaps get some rest. I mean, ever since you've been under my care and in my circle, I've been rather entertaining myself with watching your dreams, and honestly it's become my favorite thing to do every single day. It's also impossible for a soul to lie in their dreams, as your dreams show you your absolute most true self. How do you think I keep catching you not taking proper care of your... How do you think I keep catching you not taking proper care of yourself? That's what I thought. After we get to the palace, I will be sure to deliver your punishment. And starting from now, I will be more attentive to your side. And starting from now, I will be more attentive to your side. Punishment. And starting from now, I will be more attentive to your side of our deal. Remember? Our deal was you take care of yourself, and I allow you to choose our lustful sessions. But if you don't hold up your end, all is off, and I am free to do with you as I please, whether you like it or not. Don't worry. I won't put this into effect until after we get back to the palace, as you should be more worried about taming a dragon tomorrow. And in this instance, in your current state, a dragon horde is much more dangerous to you than I am. Don't worry, we're safe here. Nighthawk and Velcor are trained in surveillance, and I'll keep watch on you in case we need to do... Fuck. Nighthawk and Velcor are trained in surveillance, and I will keep watch on you in case we need to... Don't worry, we're safe here. Nighthawk and Velcor are trained in surveillance, and I will keep watch on you in case we need to move in a hurry. Completely safe here. Do you want me to sing to you to help you sleep? Alright, alright. Quick. traffic. Right now I feel just like a leaf on a breeze. Who knows where it's blowing? Who knows where it's going? I find myself somewhere I never thought I'd be. Going round in circles, thinking about you and me. How do I explain it when I don't know what to say? What do I do now? So much has changed. Nothing I have ever known has made me feel this way. Nothing I have ever seen has made me wanna stay. Here I am, ready for you. I'm torn and I'm falling. I hear my home calling. Hey, I've never felt something so strong. Oh no, it's like nothing I've ever known. You're the one You're the one I'm looking for. You're the one I need. You're the one that gives me a reason to believe. Following our star has led to where you are. I feel so strong now. This can't be wrong now. Nothing I have ever known has made me feel this way. Nothing I have ever seen has made me wanna stay. Here I am, ready for you. I'm torn and I'm falling. I hear my home calling. Hey, I've never felt something so strong. Oh no, it's like nothing I've ever known. You're the Oh no. It's like nothing I've ever known. Right now I feel just like a leaf on a breeze. Who knows where it's blowing? And who knows where I'm going? Hold your position, Nighthawk. She won't find us here. Hold your position, Nighthawk. She won't find us here. She must know we're on our way to Draconia.
Oh, and to answer your question, Shimmer, that's nothing I've ever known from Spirit Stallion of the Cimarron.
Hold your position, Nighthawk. She won't find us here. She must know we're on our way to Draconia, and she probably thinks we're already there. Just stay hidden, and for the love of Karina, will you shut the fuck up? We'll be fine to lay low here for a few hours. As long as she gets proper rest so she's able to handle entering Draconia. And for her sake, I hope I don't have to step in to protect her. Because, Nighthawk, if it comes to that, I don't know if I'd be able to choose between her or my dragon siblings. Would I choose to keep her proposed queen alive and risk the draconial lineage honor? Or would I let them destroy her and spend another millennium searching for her soul before she's taken back to the Pearl City? I know that. But honestly, losing her to Lucifer seems much more painful to me than if the Drakes got to her. At least then she would be reincarnated and still exist somewhere. If Lucifer got a hold of her. You know what exactly would happen to her if Lucifer... Let's let her rest for now. Tomorrow we'll decipher if she's truly ready to be mine, or if she's to cease existing.
And that is that. And now we export this. Dun 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 dun. Bam. Ah. Jesus almighty Christ, how long did that take us? That took us almost an hour. Oh my god, just see the lines. Oh my god. Now, I just want to point out that even though these are the lines, this isn't necessarily how long the audio is going to be. Because I still have to input all of the sound effects, all of the ambience, and some of those lines are actually going to be broken up for a little bit longer pauses, so this audio is pretty easily going to be almost like half an hour long. Okay, so let me see. Do I have it here? I do. So one thing that I like to do on my scripts whenever I'm in the editing process, like where we are right now, I will actually list out all of the sound effects that I need for certain audios. That way I know exactly what I'm looking for and what I'm going to grab. So we are looking for 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We are looking for 8 basically 8 sound effects for this entire audio. Actually we need 9. No, we can get away with 8. So we need 8 sound effects for this entire audio. The sound effects that we are going to need are some horse walking sound effects, some horse sound effects, so like neighing, whinnying, and all that. We need a campfire. We need wing sound effects. Obviously we need the hell ambience, because we're in the middle of, you know, devil knows where. We have a couple dragon roars. We need a blanket sound effect, because there is a point where he does wrap a blanket around us. And then we also need some hoof pawing sound effects, so like when a horse kind of paws at the ground. So we need all of that. And one thing that I do want to show, one thing that will be part of the audio that is going to remain a surprise until the actual upload of the audio, is that I recently got permission to use one song for the channel, and this song actually is going to be used only for the Demon Boyfriend series, and honestly, after it's released, you'll see why. That's all I'm going to say on that, but I'm super, super excited to be able to use that, to use the song. So now we need to go into our sound effects, and now I need my sound effects, holy shit! And we're not going to be able to use that, unfortunately. Let's go to my downloads then. Okay, where did it go? Where did it go? Okay, so pardon me as I try and find all of my fucking sound effects. And Dragon Roar. Okay, and then I need that one. I definitely need that. Okay, so we're gonna open these for now. So what you guys are about to see pop up is all of the sound effects that will be needed for this audio. I need to cross out what we already have, that way I can search for the rest. So we've got the Dragon Roar, we've got the Hell Ambience, we've got the horse sounds, we've got the horse walking, we've got the campfire. Now we just need the blanket and the wings. Okay. Oh, we gotta wait for one more sound effect. Ooh, and this one's taking a while to upload. Sorry guys, give me 1 second. Hey guys, so I'm actually gonna have to cut this stream a little short. Something has just come up that I need to take care of. So, thank you guys so much for watching. I'm going to pause the stream right here. I'm gonna try to come back later, and so we can finish this audio. If I'm not able to come back, then I will finish this audio today. Come hell or high water, whether I do it on stream or not, because I would like to get this audio out. sometime next week. So thank you guys so much for watching again. I do apologize for ending this, but there's something very urgent that I need to take care of right now. So I will see you guys in the next one, and enjoy the rest of your day. Bye!